Hello guys, my name is Hugo, welcome to my channel. I'm a Los Angeles based DP and I've been requested a lot to show what kind of accessories I use for my Komodos, what kind of rigging I use, and etc. So let's take a look what kind of accessories I'm using, what kind of rigging I'm using. So pretty much all my Komodos have a case like this. It's a Nanuk 935, beautiful case, great quality. I like them more than Pelicans, just because I like them more the way they look and the quality wise. So each camera package looks like this. So I have everything marked. I have cables here, card reader and media here, and some other stuff that I don't use as often, but it's still there. So that's the camera itself. So each my camera has Tilta Cage, and I really do like Tilta Cage. I think it works great for my needs. As you can see, I have it in black. I see that the most common one is a gray one, but I didn't like the gray one at all, and I think for Red Komodo the black one works way better. And the exception here is this handle. So the handle is from Red. I think it's called Red Swing, Swing Grip, something like this. And as you can see, what I like about Tilta Cage is because it's modular, and I can choose which piece I want to use. So if I didn't want to use the top one, I can just remove it. If I didn't want the side one, I can just remove it. And like in this case, I didn't want to use the side one, so I just didn't use it because I wanted to use the swing grip instead. So I have this grip at all times, you know. And the reason why I like this grip more than the outrigger is because the outrigger is way larger, and every time I have to put it on a gimbal or any other small setups, I have to break it down. And I'd love to have my camera setups in a way so it's super fast to set up, so this way I can have very little time to pull it out from the case, put the monitor, put the battery, and ready to go. So I really like this swing grip because I don't have to remove it even when I put it on a gimbal, which is great. I saw some people didn't like that there is a hot shoe mount on the camera, and I kind of do like it because I do like, and again, as I mentioned, I like quick setups, and I like just to have a mount which I can put right there, slide it in, tighten in, good, it's ready to go. So I do like the speed. Each camera package has different mounts. So I have a PL mount, I have a regular EF to RF mount, and I have EF to RF with a variable NDs. And I also have 0.71x expander, or what's it called? So basically that's the adapter that makes this camera full frame field of view, which is really cool because if you like the look of full frame camera, so with this mount you can get it, and it looks really cool. Plus it gives you one step extra of light because it focuses the light. When you use full frame lenses, it focuses the light into this sensor, and it basically gives you one step extra. On this specific camera, on this package, on the back I have Vaxis 600 kV. So basically what it is, it's a video transmitter. It just snaps on the place of the batteries. It has a V mount back, so basically I can snap a battery on it and it's gonna power my camera, but plus it has this wireless video transmitter, which is super cool because I like the low profile of it. I like that it's so compact, and it's just great, you know. Like I also have Tilta V mount back, where it has the same principle. It snaps on the place where the battery goes, and it gives you some Dtaps, 2-pin, Limos, great thing too. But this one I like a lot because I can just send video to Video Village without having any Teradeks connecting or anything. So this is really cool, and I really do like it. And this is the receiver for this piece. It looks very much like Atom 500. It actually even called Atom 500, but it's in gray color. Looks pretty cool. Works pretty good. It's not a Teradek quality, it's way cheaper, but honestly it works. It works really good for what I need, you know. I use small V-mount batteries. These are Nano Core V Micro 98 watt. I like this battery a lot because it's so tiny, it's so small, and when I put it on, look how cool it is. It looks really cool. Like, if you compare, for instance, I have a larger one. So this is also a hypercore, also 98 watts, so the same capacity as the small one, but look how big it is. And when I put it on, it just looks awkward. You see how many space in here? So I mean, it still works, but I do like how this looks on this camera, so I prefer to have this one. Besides this power solution, I also have batteries, and I do have a lot of batteries for each package, and these are the Canon batteries. But I didn't buy the original ones, I bought the replacement. I think this one is called something like HEDBOX. And by the way, I'll list all the links to everything I have in here. I'll try to list everything so you can find it and buy it where I bought it. Those batteries are basically same copy as the Canon ones, but way cheaper. I think those, I don't remember how much exactly, but they're around $60 to $70, which is way cheaper because the Canon ones I think about $250 to $300. I'd rather buy more of this. I know the quality of them maybe is not gonna be as good as Canon's, but honestly, performance-wise, they're gonna be like less than 10% than the original ones, and I can live with that. But I can get like 3 or 4 for the money I buy the original one. So those are really good batteries. They work really well. I like them. What else do I have? Also, besides the cage, and I have this piece. This is the handle. It's also made by Tilta. So basically it has a rosette mount, and I can just mount this on the side, and this has a button so I can adjust my handle in the position I like. So you see, it basically swings on the side so it doesn't interfere with the monitor, so you still can use your top monitor. Yeah. And I kind of do like it, you know, because it also has 2 hot shoe mounts where I can put my monitor here and I can put some other accessories right here. It also has a rod mount, which is really cool if you want to put a wireless focus or any other thing. Of course, I do have a magic arm in case I need to put some accessories. I have a dual charger from those for those V-mount batteries, and actually I think you can buy right now a package of 2, and then you get a charger for free. Each camera setup has 2 512 gigabytes cards, and I think that's the right size. If you record in RAW, you're gonna need a lot of memory, so you have to be ready. And you have to have another card. If you don't have money for 2 512, just buy 256. This way, when you're using one, you can still copy the other one, and you can just rotate it this way. Don't buy only one card. So always have at least 2. So this way you can have this rotation. But for my workflow, usually 2 512 gigabyte works. Even if I used one and I'm about to finish the second one, I can just copy the first one and be ready for another one. So have at least 2. Okay, cable wise, I have a lot of spare cables. I have SDIs, at least 2 SDI per package, because if something happens to one SDI, you have another one. And I also highly recommend to use good SDIs, good with shielding. So shielded SDIs or BNC cables for the Komodo, because there is now an issue, and it's not only with Komodo, it's actually with any camera that uses 12G SDI. Because 12G outputting more energy, there is a higher chance that you can burn it. I've seen cameras that had burned their SDIs because wrong power and accessories. So it's basically, there are videos explaining how you should use SDIs and accessories. So basically, really simple. You power on all your accessories and camera, and then you plug your SDIs. Unplug SDIs and then power off all your accessories. This way you can prevent your SDI from burning. And actually you have to pay more attention specifically when you use DC power, because when you use DC power, the chances are way higher, so you can burn it. So just pay attention to that. If you use good shielded cables, those cables also may prevent you from burning your SDI. So don't save money on the cables, buy good ones. Also, I do have a timecode cable. It's a really handy thing. And I also recommend to have it simply because if you do multicam setup, so anything where you have to sync sound, you can just jam your sound with the cameras so they're on the same timecode. And I love using this when I use multicam setup, so I love to have all my cameras have the same timecode and the audio have the same timecode, and when editor or whoever's gonna edit this footage you shoot, they're gonna sync everything up with one click only. Boom. Super easy, super handy. I highly recommend having this. Also, I have a Dtap power cable. So basically, if at some point like you're not using the V mount, or you don't want to use V mount because you want to have a lower profile, you can just use a Dtap cable for this, you know. And actually, there are many cases where you can use it, but the most obvious one when you use it on a gimbal, and I'll show you later what I mean by that. But you basically can remove all the batteries on the back to keep a lower profile, and you can just power it with this cable to the Dtap. Okay, and also I do have this piece. I really do like it. It's basically a follow focus, the manual one. It's made by Edelkrone, I believe. Really simple, but really works really well. You just mount it on the round and you adjust it in the way you like, and it just works, you know. I do like it, and I do recommend it. Okay, what else? I also do recommend this little multi-tool for cameras. It's done, so it's by Smallrig. Previously they had a different kind of tool, and this is I think the new one, and I really do like this one because this one looks really solid and really quality, and you get all the most necessary tools you have in here, so really good stuff. Let's talk about the monitor. So each camera has a different monitor, right? One camera has Atomos monitor Shinobi, the other camera has Atomos Shogun, I believe, and this camera has a PortKeys. Those monitors are all good, really, but the PortKeys surprised me because the build quality of it, and when I opened it first time, I was really impressed because it's all metal corpus. It's a nice flat glass front, you know. It looks everything really solid, and I actually didn't expect much from this monitor, but I really did like it because it's really bright. The colors are really nice. I didn't find any major color shift where you have to adjust your tint or anything. It looks really good. It really does, really close to what you actually get when you look at the footage afterwards. So I really do like this monitor, and also I really like the connectivity that you can connect your camera wirelessly via Wi-Fi to this monitor, to the PortKeys, and you can control your camera from here, and that's really cool because I had a few shoots where my camera was mounted somewhere in a place like in a car or somewhere where I didn't have access to use controls on the top screen. And this was really handy because I pulled it on the side and I was able to control everything I wanted, my shutter speed, my ISO, any other settings. And I was able to trigger record and stop it from here. So in those kind of situations, I loved it even more. But overall, it's a great quality monitor, really good. I'm impressed. I think it's a very decent for the price, so definitely worth consideration. And also, I have this mount, Poacher Mod, and the mount that comes goes to the monitor. It's made by ANDYCINE, and I do really like the build quality of it. You know, it's funny. I have a few of different brands of this mount, but this particular one that ANDYCINE looks the same, but it kind of works better. I don't know what they're doing, but it has some kind of like, you hear that? It has some kind of steps inside, and those steps are really cool because they basically hold, when you put in position your monitor, it doesn't slip, you know, it still holds it. So I really do like those steps, and the mounting points are really good. So basically I just put it on my monitor and it just lives there. I always leave it on, and when I need to put a monitor on, I just take out my camera, I put the hot shoe mount on, I tighten it. That's it. All I need to do, I just need to put battery here and put a cable, and that's it. Look, it looks really great. I can rotate it, I can adjust angle, and here it has those steps, and those steps really hold in really well. So great stuff. I'm gonna post a link about this one as well, so you can find where you can buy this. Really good stuff. So the monitor is great. I do recommend it. So moving on, let me show you what kind of setup I have for Ronin. So I use my Red Komodo a lot on the Ronin S2. I already have a video about Ronin S2. I love this gimbal. It's a great gimbal. And Komodo feels so perfect on this gimbal. I bought and I did a few modifications to this Ronin. And let me show you. By the way, so you see, that's what I was talking about. The handle. The handle is still here. I didn't have to take it down in order to put on a gimbal, so it's still there. This is great because I don't want to take down pieces for one setup and another setup. I'm all about efficiency. I like when it's all efficient. So a few modifications. So the original plate from Ronin S2 is like this, and sometimes this plate is not enough. If you use bigger camera setups, longer lenses, this is not enough. So I bought a replacement from Smallrig, and as you can see, this plate is way longer, and it has all the same mounting points, so you can mount your rod mount and everything. But you see, it's way longer than the original one. So it gives you more room to push camera forward or backwards. And also it has this mounting screw point on the back, which seems to be nothing special, but it is actually really special, because when you have a heavy setup, and believe me, I put on this gimbal Red Komodo with the RE Ultra Prime, with the wireless follow focus, wireless video transmitter Teradek, and it was everything here, and it had enough clearance and everything. And I didn't even use the weights, but you can use the weights with this plate, because you have a screw on the back, you can just mount a weight and make a counterweight if your camera setup is too front heavy. So great to have the screw there. Next, I have replaced this lower piece, the plate, with the Tilta one, and that's a really great improvement, because now I can put a V-mount battery in here, and let me show you. So basically I can put a V-mount battery in here, and I can power all accessories. I can power camera, I can power everything I need because I have multiple Dtaps coming out, 2-pin limo and everything I need. So, and also when you have heavier setups, that basically helps you to distribute weight a little better than without it. So great thing, love it, helped me a lot of times to distribute weight, to put really heavy setups on this. And besides that, I bought an extra arm. It's a Smallrig arm for Ronin S2. So this arm is really good. It feels really quality, you know. It feels like it's an actual piece made by DJI, but it's not. It's Smallrig. So great handle. So you can adjust it. You can put it on the side. You can move it any way you want. It has some mounting points if you want to mount some accessories. I usually mount Teradek in here or anything else. You know, anything you want. And I do like, again, hot shoe mount. So I put my monitor right here. I just slide it in, tighten it. Good. It's good to go. And this way I can control. I can see everything. So I really do like this setup this way. In terms of cable, I usually just use a flexible SDI cable, the one I can run here. And quite honestly, when you have heavier setups, it doesn't really affect your balance at all. So as long as it doesn't pull your camera too hard, it's just hanging nicely, it's gonna be fine. Never had issues with that, so it'll be fine. So I think that's it about my gimbal setup. Moving to shoulder setup. So as you can see, by the way, oh, one more thing. So this is a really handy tool, also made by ANDYCINE. Little clamp. So it has this V-mount lock on the back. So I can use my V-mount batteries with this clamp. So on this clamp, as long as I have clearance, I can clamp it anywhere I want. But the most used surface I use for clamping is the tripod. So I basically clamp it on the tripod and I put my battery in here. And I can power accessories from the V-mount battery. For instance, if you like have a setup where you don't have an outlet and you want to run your cameras from a V-mount or bigger V-mount, or for instance you don't have a V-mount on your camera but you still want to use a V-mount, or you have any other extra accessories that have to be powered by V-mount but you don't want to put it on your camera, or you don't have mounting points or V-mount locks on your camera, so you can just use that. Great thing. Or if you want to power some lights, you know, you also can clamp it on a stand and have the power source coming through the V-mount. So great thing, really do like it. I'm gonna post a link to this as well. Let's see the shoulder mount setup. So that's how it looks when I do some handheld movements. I need to put it on the shoulder. Like mostly it's for narrative filmmaking. When I do films, I really do like having camera on the shoulder because it's a very specific movement. It's a more stable one, and if you need to follow someone, I really do like the shoulder mount. So what do I have here? First of all, I have this the PortKeys Viewfinder. It's a really good viewfinder and I really do like it. I've been on the market for viewfinders for a while. There are many options. Kind of picked this one, and I really do like, again, the build quality, just like on the monitor, great. All metal housing, everything is so like feels really quality. I really do like it. The image inside is really good. You can see clearly everything. There is a room for improvements. I don't like this piece. I don't like the extra piece. Basically, this long story short, this viewfinder actually designed for DSMC2, so you can control settings of your camera with this viewfinder, which is really cool. And you can trigger a record button. You can change anything you want, so you can control the full settings of your camera of DSMC2. I put it here. I tried it with DSMC2. It works great, but I also use it sometimes with the Komodo. And there is a room for improvements because there is a piece that basically distributes power. There is a cable, control cable for the SMC2. But when you don't use the control cable for the SMC2, you still have to use it to power the monitor, which is a little bit strange because I'd rather, if I don't have to use it, I'd rather remove it and have a straight cable to Dtap, so I don't have to mount this piece. But as I said, just a little room for the improvements. Otherwise, works really great. It has SDI in, SDI out, HDMI in, HDMI out. Build quality feels, I mean, really good stuff. So the shoulder mount right here is Smallrig. I bought this shoulder mount a long time ago when I had the Sony FS7. I think it's designed for Sony FS7, but it actually works for any other cameras. It worked for my Canon C200, C300, and right now it's working for Komodo. Just a standard shoulder mount. The only extra pieces I had to buy and the mount for Viewfinder, because the Viewfinder doesn't come with any mounts. So I had to find some other solutions. As of right now, I found this solution. It's good, it's solid. You can press your eye to the Viewfinder pretty solid, and there's going to be another support point. Works really great. That's the best solution I found as of right now. So also I have this Smallrig. I believe it's Smallrig? Yes, it is Smallrig. It's a new med box, which is very affordable and very light. It's like, it weighs nothing, you know? It's super light. I think it's the lightest med box I have. I also have Bright Tangerine, which is super light, but this one I think even lighter. So really interesting med box. It also has a V-mount from Tilta, and I use also a little bit another battery. It's also hypercore, but this one is mini. It's a little bit larger, but I like that this one has a screen that basically shows you how much battery left, how much is it gonna last when you're using it. Very useful information. So that's pretty much the setup for the shoulder mount. What else can I talk about? I think that's it. I think I covered everything. I think I covered all the accessories I have. So if you're looking to get some accessories, maybe it was a helpful video for you to make a decision. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.